Dear participants, thank you for joining us and welcome to the first live webinar organized by Domenica Group. We are here today to discuss how the rights of UK citizens are affected by Brexit in relation to living and purchasing property in Cyprus. Domenica Group is a family-owned business founded in 1961 as a building construction company and evolved into one of the largest property development groups in Paphos. With hundreds of private and public projects in their portfolio and thousands of satisfied customers, they are proud of their reputation for integrity, ethical business, and professionalism. Domenica Group has a wide range of properties to suit every taste, style, and location, while each property is finished and delivered to the highest standards. Their commitment to their clients is to excel and to earn their trust through personal approach and by delivering to their expectations. At Domenica Group, success is measured by the number of happy faces surrounding them. Mr. Christakis Charalambous, chairman of Domenica Group, will open the event, and in the Q&A part, Mrs. Esme Palas will answer questions and answers from the audience. Yes, Mr. Christakis, would you like to start the presentation?
Yes, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. My name is Christakis Charalambous. I would like to thank you for being with us today. I would also like to welcome Mrs. Esme Palas, and I'm sure she will share with us her legal precious experience. Together, we will cover the unique characteristics of Cyprus, the reasons why British prefer Cyprus, and finally, I will introduce you our family, Domenica Group. Through the years, Cyprus was always an important business hub because of its strategic location connecting three continents, Asia, Europe, and Africa. Of course, it's not only that. Mediterranean climate, beautiful beaches, delicious food, hospitality, culture, established Cyprus as a very popular tourist destination. Easygoing life, not crowded, safety, feeling welcomed made Cyprus a perfect relocation place, place to live, grow a family, or retire. From early 60s, hundreds of thousands of British chosen Cyprus for their holiday and retirement home, and millions of British chosen Cyprus as a holiday destination. On 2004, Cyprus entered the European Union. Nothing changed. Cyprus is considered to be an ideal destination among British. Just some procedures became easier. Now, after the Brexit, I'm sure nothing will change. Apart from some minor procedures, British will continue to enjoy Cyprus. Now, why British? Why British like Cyprus so much? Cyprus is an ex-British colony. Having said that, we have a lot of things in common. First of all, we drive to the correct side of the roads. Everybody speaks English in Cyprus. We have more or less the same legal system based on common law. We are members of Commonwealth, and British really feel like home in a warmer climate. Cyprus has the largest British community in the Middle East. Low crime rates, low cost of living, and low tax rates. In some cases, even zero taxes. Inheritance tax, now we have property tax, and so on. So people are living in ideal conditions, second best climates in the world, cleanest sea waters in Europe, low pollution levels, easygoing life, nice food, nice healthcare system, and trust me, in Cyprus, you will never feel bored. golfing, walking, cycling, sightseeing, water sports, diving, wine tasting, clubbing, dancing, many more you can enjoy in Cyprus. As I said before, Cyprus was one of the quality options for British for their holidays, and still is, and will always be. Since early 60s, Cyprus was a retirement destination for British. And it's a huge expat society, well organized and well established on the island. Of course, apart from people that would like to retire, younger couples appreciate the quality of life, providing their children a safer and educational environment to grow up. And now, more than ever, with the Brexit, Cyprus can be considered the perfect European country either to invest or to establish your European business base. Having the lowest corporate tax in the Eurozone, there are a lot of opportunities, gas, oil, renewable energy, tourism, real estate, shipping, education, healthcare, many more. Some words about the key industry sectors in Cyprus. All of them doing well for one main reason. Corporate tax 12.5%. So the main sectors, tourism, shipping, education, services, banking, and lately the new promising sector, energy. So having said all that, I think it's time to redefine the return of investment. Return is not only money, it's not only income. Of course, you will get that in Cyprus for sure, but there are some kinds of returns that we can gain in life which have a different value. Quality of life, the blessing of living well and enjoy every minute you and your family. This is the best return on your investment which you can gain in Cyprus. Some things about our company. This year we are celebrating our 60th birthday. The group was founded back in 1961, one of the oldest companies in real estate in Paphos, a second generation family business. We delivered hundreds of projects through the years. All our projects are self-financed, peace of mind, no bank loans, no encumbrances. We have more or less 500 people working with us within 7 different companies that are offering any kind of service around real estate. Basically, we have a construction company, property development, we do property management, we are in renewable energy, we do hotel management, property rentals, and we are in tourism as well by having 2 hotels in Paphos and 2 in Ayanapa. We are based in Paphos, the #1 destination for British. Sorry. Paphos has a history of more than 10,000 years combining cosmopolitan life with culture and tradition. It's the most popular tourist destination, a beautiful place, traditional. It's ideal for permanent living, grow up a family. I would say it's the place that British feel like home. Back in 2017, Paphos was chosen as the cultural capital of Europe. Apart from its natural beauty and culture, there was one more important reason why Cyprus was chosen. In Paphos, all are welcomed. Now, so that I'll give you a taste about our projects. Our philosophy is to offer any kind of property, anywhere, for every budget and every taste. The beauty with Paphos is that it offers 6-7 different locations, each one of a different character, unique, but so close to each other. You are at the scene within 10-15 minutes, you are on the mountains. Our philosophy is to have a bit of everything everywhere. All areas carefully selected to meet every needs, every taste, and every budget. Either holiday or permanent home, own use or investment with high returns. We try to have properties in every construction stage to meet any client needs, off-plan properties, halfway, completed properties, or even you can choose your own plot and we design for you your dream home. Payment-wise, peace of mind to the clients. We do stage payments. Simply, everything is based on your repayment capability, and payments are done on the completion of each construction stage. Or you may choose our property exchange program. Simply, you can exchange your UK property with a property in Cyprus. We consider any UK property anywhere in UK. Or you can choose the 50-50, as we call it. You pay after completion. 50% is payable before the delivery of the property. You get possession of your property, the property is yours, and then the rest 50% can be paid within the next 5 years. Now, very quickly, a taste of our projects. As we told you, our philosophy is to have a bit of everything everywhere, so I'm going to give you an example. Apartments, 1, 2, 3 bedroom apartments in the city center, starting from 107,000 sterling. Or if you would like your apartment to be in the tourist area, 7 minutes walk to the sea, you can use it for investment, renting it out, starting from 111,000 sterling, or apartments, 3-bedroom apartments, bigger apartments for families near the International School of Pavos, just 50 meters away. Or if you prefer villas near the school area again, can start as little as 200,000 sterling, or bigger villas, same areas, 300,000 euro, 300,000 sterling, sorry. If you prefer to have a villa near the sea, or use it as a holiday place, or even as an investment, roughly around 350,000. You would like to be on the sea, on the hills. Hills means 8 minutes away from the town center. With less than 300,000 sterling, you can get a 3-bedroom villa, or if you would like a bigger villa, 4 or 5 bedrooms. Or if you prefer to be on the sea, either in the tourist area or in the new marine area, having your house on the sea. So this is what it's all about. I would like to thank everyone for watching this presentation. I hope you liked it, you found it informative. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. I would like to thank once again Mrs. Esme Palas for being with us today, the UK Cyprus Business Association and their president, Mr. Savas Kyriakidis, for their support, Mr. John Thompson, our UK manager, for all his efforts through the years on Domenica Group, Mrs. Xenia Neofitou from CX Financial for helping us with the coordination today, being the moderator. Xenia, stage is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Christakis. Indeed, you are an amazing man, having developed the company from Class A contractor into one of the most successful property developing firms and one of the leading groups in the tourist sectors in Cyprus. You have been on the forefront of the economic development of Cyprus for decades, and you are in the lead in many successful projects on the island, and wish you all the best with the development of the company.
Thank you very much.
Okay, before I begin, our second part of the presentation will be a Q&A answer questions. And Mrs. Esme Palas, the speaker from the law firm Michael Kyprianou Co, is also here with us and will address questions from the audience. Just a few words now about the Michael Kyprianou law firm. It is an award-winning firm with an international presence. The caliber of the firm's lawyers and their dedication to providing the clients with the most practical and cost-effective services is the cornerstone of the success of the firm. Efficiency, professionalism, and above all, integrity, and what distinguishes this law firm. Before we begin with the Q&A, I would like to mention a few things about the event and some administrative issues. The event is under the auspices of the Great Britain Cyprus Association, which promotes networking opportunities between its members and further creates awareness for UK and Cyprus businesses. The association organizes regular events, including webinars and conferences, where prominent guests and speakers are invited from Cyprus and UK to discuss and debate the benefits of the Cyprus and the UK economy and its investment potential. The duration of the event will be approximately now for the Q&A session around 40 minutes. And so we invite our audience to share any questions they may have in the Q&A chat. We already have a lot of questions and I'm gonna be sharing with you in a while, but please keep sending us your questions. The speakers will try to answer them all. In case we do not manage to address all questions during the sessions, please send us an email and we will reply as soon as possible after the event. We will also like to mention that we will be recording this webinar and we will make the recording available to those interested on the Great Britain Cyprus Association website in the days following the event. Before we start the presentation, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Esme Palas and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. I'm the Managing Director of CX Financia and boutique finance and corporate service provider in Cyprus, where we work closely with corporations, investors, and high net worth individuals, helping them structure and set up their business in Cyprus. Both I and CX Financia are an active member and long-term supporters of the association and committed to promoting awareness and business growth between Cyprus and the UK. Now, we will start with Mrs. Esme Palas, partner at Michael Kyprianou Co, who is here, as I told, here with us today, and will address the questions in a while. Just a few words about Esme. She's a qualified, UK qualified barrister at law. She advises local and international clients in relation to property purchases, construction and immigration law matters, and has developed an excellent reputation in her areas of expertise. She offers independent, competent, efficient legal advice at high-quality professional standards. She combines this with a very strong emphasis on client care and attention. She has extensive experience in relation to real estate law, immigration, spanning the best part of the two decades. Esme, welcome. Esme, actually. I have a first question for you, if I may ask, or if you want, so welcome. And I have a question to start.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Xenia. It is a real pleasure to be here with you today, and I thank all of you for being part of this, what I believe is a successful event. And Mrs. Savas Kyriakidis, thank you for holding this webinar. Now, indeed, Brexit is a reality. And when it comes to the right of UK citizens, for those who have been living in Cyprus the past years and have actually secured their residency right, luckily nothing has changed. They can continue to live and enjoy their life here in Cyprus with the same rights and access to work, education, and health as they did before, provided they secured the necessary residency documents.
Okay, so they can continue to live and to work in Cyprus, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. As I said, provided they took necessary measures to secure the residency documents prior to Brexit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see now a question from the audience and I would like to address it. The question goes, I already have a yellow slip. Do I need to update paperwork since I already have residency documents? Also, for those who don't know, Esme, please explain us what the yellow slip is, and yes, and if you can elaborate on the question from the audience.
Yes, the yellow slip is what is commonly known as the yellow slip is the registration certificate that is afforded to European nationals who wish to reside and work in Cyprus and have access to work and education. This document was a document that was given to UK residents prior to Brexit, and luckily those who already have secured this document, the so-called yellow slip, they do not need to actually reapply for the new type of documents that are currently issued by the Cyprus government, which are the MUK1, MUK2, and MUK3. If they already have a yellow slip, they can continue to use it as proof of their residency rights, because the government has chosen not to make it obligatory to actually apply for this new type. Of course, that being said, should they wish to, should they opt to apply for the new residency documents, it is quite an easy procedure and mostly can be done online. So it's not obligatory, but they can if they wish to replace the yellow slips for the new MUK1 and MUK2 documents.
I have a question also from the audience. It's a very important question. Is there a deadline for this? And also what happens with the UK nationals who haven't sorted their residency documents prior to the 31st of December?
Okay, those UK nationals who have been living in Cyprus prior to Brexit, but for some reason, whatever reason, have not been able to actually renew those documents, apply for those documents prior to Brexit. They didn't get a chance. Luckily, they're still able to do so even now. The catch point is that they have to be able to provide documentary evidence that they actually were living in Cyprus prior to Brexit and are continuing to do so. So provided they were actually living here, they made the move prior to Brexit, they still have the right to apply, and there is no actual timeline that they need to do this.
Okay, that's very good. So, I mean, as long as they bring the necessary documents, is there a time limit how long they were living in Cyprus before or not? I mean, to prove, is it an easy?
No, if they, as long as they've been living here, they will apply for the residency documents that are now being issued by the government, which is the MUK1 and the MUK2. And for those who have been living in Cyprus for more than 5 years, it would be the MUK3.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, I have another question. Can UK nationals purchase property in Cyprus post-Brexit? Is it possible?
Yes, of course it's possible, just as it was before. UK nationals can continue to purchase property, whether it's for a holiday home or even for relocation.
And of course, there is no limit to the number of properties that they can buy, correct?
Well, actually, since Brexit, there is a limit. Just like any other non-EU national, UK nationals can purchase up to 2 properties per family. Now, in the event that a UK national would wish to purchase more than just 2 properties, it would be possible for them to set up a Cyprus company and purchase these properties through this company. So there is a way around it.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, I see another question now from the audience. Someone is asking, would like to know what costs are involved in purchasing property. Maybe Esme and also Christakis can help us. So what are the costs involved in purchasing property? Taxes or, if you can elaborate.
Okay. Stamp duty is for, Is it okay if I answer?
Of course, what I said is that it's good to have Esme with us today. She knows.
Stamp duty is paid on all purchase contracts, whether they involve a resale property or an off-plan. Stamp duty is calculated at 0.15% on the first 170,000, and thereafter it's 0.20%. Now, when we're talking about off-plan new build properties, there is VAT. Okay, so VAT is normally 19%, but provided the property complies with certain conditions and it is purchased as a residency for the applicant, the VAT will be reduced to 5%. In the cases of resale properties, instead of VAT, we have, there's still taxes obviously payable, which are called transfer fees. Transfer fees are 3% on the first 85,400. It's 5% on the next 85,400, and it's 8% on any amount above that. Now, these transfer fees are currently reduced by 50% as an incentive given by the government to increase purchase on the island. And if the property is purchased in more than just one name, so if a couple purchases the property together, the way the transfer fees are calculated, it works out more economical if the purchase is if the property is purchased in two names. These are the main fees, and obviously legal fees. Other than that, very minimal administration stamps.
Okay, yeah, that's very good to know for someone who wants to purchase a property, to have the overall picture. That's very useful. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people are interested about the Brexit, and I see another follow-up question regarding the Brexit. There is a question: is there any difference in the process post-Brexit?
Peggy, may I? Okay. It's actually very similar as it was before, and there's only one difference in that the purchases now, just like any non-EU citizen, when they purchase property, they need to apply for the Council of Ministers approval. Now, this is basically given, and it's a simple procedure which anyone's lawyer would take care of, and it's merely procedural. So because a lot of clients do ask, they worry, will we get it, will we not? The main purpose of this is just to ensure that not more than 2 properties are purchased, and it's very simple. So the process is basically the same as it was before, except this application.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, let me see. I think I see another question which says, someone would like to know, I have the question from the audience, that especially now when travel is restricted due to COVID, is it necessary for them to come to Cyprus in order to purchase property, or is there any other way? I mean, do they have to be here to purchase a property?
Well, especially now during COVID, virtual viewings and making decisions whilst abroad is actually even more common than in the past. And it is possible, yes, of course it's possible, because we can, any law firm can represent the clients through power of attorney, which is given, and the law firm can take care of the process for the clients through this power of attorney. Of course, acting always according to their instructions and within the letter of the powers granted by this power of attorney. But it is possible, yes.
Okay, maybe I will ask Christakis if he had such instances of people purchasing the property from abroad. Did you have such cases, or it's always good to be here?
We had some. Obviously, it's a big step. We can understand that for our clients to buy, a property remotely. But we had some cases, but the idea is that, yes, there are procedures that people can do it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think now the situation is getting better with the COVID and people getting vaccinated.
Oh, yes.
And yes, it's always, if you buy a property, it's good to be present and see it.
It's a personal thing.
Yes, indeed.
Your personal touch, yeah.
Yes. So there is another question regarding the bank account. Do I have to have a bank account in Cyprus in order to be able to purchase the property on the island? I mean, yeah, the question is straightforward. I mean, do they have a bank account in Cyprus to send the money and then purchase the property? Esme, I guess.
It's not necessary. And to be honest, in most cases, the clients don't have bank accounts in Cyprus because they might come for a few days, make the decision, go back to the UK, give us power of attorney, and they would like us to deal with the process on their behalf. So in most cases, clients would use an escrow account or what we call a client's account. They would send the money there, and then their lawyer would make the payments according to the terms and the mode of payment, which has been structured in the contract of sale. So it is possible to purchase property without having a bank account here in Cyprus.
Okay, now I have a question regarding, maybe also Christakis can help us from the audience. The audience wants to know if it is possible for a UK national to get a loan. I don't know from your experience, Christakis, if you can.
Look, as I'm aware, Central Bank of England doesn't allow UK residents to get a bank loan abroad. So for the moment, it's a bit difficult, I'm afraid. Of course, knowing that our group offers different schemes to assist UK nationals and overcome some issues having to do with that. As I told you before in my presentation, apart from the stage payment method of repayment of the property on construction stages, we do have the property exchange program, simply swap properties in the UK and Cyprus. And also, we can offer a kind of solution to the client by on our 50-50 scheme. So clients are paying 50% of the property before completion, before delivery, sorry. They get their property, and the rest, the 50%, we can accept it within the next 5 years.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so there is a question also, I don't know if it's relating, where title deeds are not readily available, bank waivers have been made available to the purchaser upon completion, showing the property is free from any charges or mortgages. Is this still the case? Is this still the case? I don't know if it's clear, the question. If title deeds are not readily available, bank waivers have been made available to the purchaser upon completion. Maybe it's not clear, the question. Shall we?
Is it? Should I answer or? Yeah. So, first of all, in our group, just to clarify that we don't have this issue because we don't have bank loans as a company. This process has to do with developers that they are using bank loans in order to proceed on the construction. But basically, yes, there is a law covering that as well. The bank is offering a waiver to the, for every property that is being sold. Waiver means the bank, they give their consent in order for the purchaser, when the title deed is ready, to be transferred on his name. In order to accept that, the bank requires, obviously, a certain amount for to be paid theoretically through the developer, but practically the buyer is going to pay an amount of the purchase price to the bank in order to offer that waiver, if I understand correctly the question.
Yes, I think it's along those lines, but if it's something not clear, please send us an email and we will reply to you.
And if I may add, it is important in the cases where there are mortgages and a waiver is required, it is important to check the wording of the waiver to ensure that it sets the lodging of the contract of sale to take precedence from the encumbrance that has been created by the loan. So basically, even a bank waiver, if it is given, it is very important to have the correct wording. It's not just it has to be really very specific, and I do highly recommend that if any purchasers do get a waiver, they have the wording checked by the legal representative to make sure that it actually covers all eventualities.
Correct, indeed. Okay, so there is another question regarding now with the Brexit and all, obviously with the changes and whether the British need a visa, and they're asking specifically, Christakis, if you also know, maybe you also have experience, if they need a visa to come to Cyprus to view a property now.
No, they don't need a visa. In fact, on the airport on arrival, they're getting a 90 days visa. So
there's no extra procedure that they need to do now. Okay, we don't know if this will need to change, but for the time being, they get automatically after 90 days. Okay, so there is another question. Yes, regarding how can a UK national live permanently in Cyprus? Yes. Our audience is also asking about the Cyprus Permanent Residency Program. Christakis, you may give us some light here.
Yeah. Our government introduced the so-called Cyprus Permanent Residency Program. Practically, anyone who buys a residential property in Cyprus, he's getting the so-called Cyprus Permanent Residency Permits. This means that he has the right to live in Cyprus for the lifetime. That's in general. About the permanent residency, I mean, the law behind it, I think Esme can help us with that.
Indeed, there are a lot of routes and options, I suppose. And Esme, if you can give us some more light about the options for the permanent residency, which I understand is not one. There are many. Maybe if they want to work, they buy property. So yes, give us your lights here.
Okay. There are many routes for someone who wishes to obtain permanent residency in Cyprus that they can opt to follow. However, the most popular for those who purchase property in Cyprus, I would say, are Category F and the Regulation 6.2 at this point.
Is it the same, the Category F and the Regulation 6.2? Is it the same?
No, they are two different categories. The only common, I would say, part is that they both require the purchase of a property. If I may I expand and explain a little bit about each category?
Yeah, I know, for example, the Category F, you are not allowed to work if you come under this regime. What's the highlights of the Regulation 6.2?
No, okay. I think Sonia, I think there is a little bit of a misconception because it's both in Category F and in categories in Regulation 6.2. that the applicants are not allowed to engage in any form of trade or profession. So not being able to work in Cyprus is actually a common point that two categories share. I think it may be useful if I elaborate a little bit on the two categories and then maybe explain what the differences are. May I?
Yes, of course, yes.
Under category F, anyone who has fully and freely at their disposal a secured annual income sufficient to provide them with a comfortable living in Cyprus can apply, and they can either purchase a property or even in some cases rent a property. Each application is determined on its own facts and is decided on a case-by-case basis. Now, Regulation 6.2 has been very recently being expanded by the government, and there have been changes to this regulation in order to enable more possibilities of investment to be within Regulation 6.2. So it's possible to apply under Regulation 6.2 if one decides to invest in the share capital of a Cyprus company, if one decides to invest in collective investment funds, such as alternative investment funds or relative investment funds, even if they invest in commercial real estate, which can be new build or it can be resale. However, the most popular and commonly used investment is purchase of residential real estate. What differentiates Category 6, Regulation 6.2 is that the investment must be a minimum of 300,000, and in the case of real estate plus VAT, the residential property has to be new built, it has to be purchased by a developer, and the applicant needs to have at his or her disposal a secured annual income of a minimum 30,000 euros per annum, which will be increased if they have dependent children by 5,000, and if they have dependent parents or parents-in-law by an additional 8,000 euros per additional dependent. It's important to show that the funds emanated from abroad under Regulation 6.2.
Is it a quicker process, Regulation 6.2, than Category F to get the residency?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main differences between Regulation 6.2 and Category F is the time that it takes to process the applications. Under Regulation 6.2, the process takes about 2 to 3 months, whereas in contrast, under Category F, it could take 18 to 24 months. And this length of time, I think, is what makes those who can afford to apply under Regulation 6.2 to obviously prefer that route. Since you've mentioned the time, another very important, I would say, difference between the two routes, Category F and Regulation 6.2, is who is eligible, the eligibility criteria. So under Category F, only the main applicant, his or her spouse, and their dependent children up to the age of 18 may apply. Upon reaching the age of 18, the applicant's dependent children lose their right to the residency. They have to be able to apply by their own independent means once they reach the age of 18. To the contrary, under Regulation 6.2, not only the main applicant, his spouse, and his children up to the age of 18 can apply. It is also possible for the dependent children between the age of 18 to 25 to qualify, provided they are in full-time education and dependent obviously on the main applicant, and the main applicant supports them. And not only this, it is also possible for the parents and the parents-in-law of the main applicant to apply under the regulation 6.2, and the only requirement is for the main applicant to have the ability to show that they have an additional 8,000 euros per person, basically, to be able to support them. So the parents and parents-in-law do not need to make an investment additionally. They can qualify under the main applicant's application.
Okay, that's very useful. Also, I have a question relating to the residency. They are asking about an unlimited stay. I think, does Cyprus residency through investment mean unlimited stay and travel in EU countries, or only 90 out of, okay, the 90 with the 180 days, it's about the tax residency, but the question I would say would be if with the Cyprus permanent residence, you can stay in Cyprus unlimited, and traveling in EU countries. That's again, I will ask Esme about the criteria. If they can, I mean, they can travel, but we have to see the Schengen countries, etc. If you want to elaborate a bit, Esme, here about the traveling without free EU countries.
Those UK nationals who were living in Cyprus prior to Brexit and secured their residency documents prior to the 31st of December, they have secured their EU rights. They are, yes, they are able to travel within Europe and even work in Europe without any requirement for visas, or they can basically enjoy the rights of any EU national. The difference, however, is those UK nationals who moved to Cyprus after Brexit and they apply for the residency under Category F or Regulation 6.2, they enjoy unlimited stay in Cyprus. They have the right to be here for life. But when it comes to travel around Europe, they have to comply with the requirements of that state. It is easier as a Cyprus resident to obtain travel to these countries, but they do have to comply with certain obligations. It's not like they are EU, like if they were EU citizens. It's not exactly the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Christakis, I think you can answer this question. I have a question. Why Cyprus? Why not Portugal or Greece? What are the benefits of Cyprus, of the Cyprus residents, as opposed to the golden visa of these other countries, about the competing countries? I think you can help us here, Christakis.
Look, in general, our procedures are very straightforward procedures. As Mrs. Palas says, with one property, three families are getting residency. And the procedure just takes 2 months. Apart from that, the right to stay in Cyprus forever is called PR, permanent residency. Is a permit issued by the government and is for lifetime. I would say this is the big difference with the golden visas, which other countries issue. For example, in Greece, the visa is issued for 5 years and it has been reconsidered every 5 years. Of course, the process is just a process, just a procedure of renewing it. It's a very simple process, but still the visa is not permanent. It's, I don't know if until the government change policy, okay, I'm not sure what will happen. Renew, withdraw, I don't know. But what is important to know is that the Cyprus right to stay in the country is permanent and is for lifetime.
Sure, thank you. So another question that is from the others, if we didn't address it, I think I will ask it. Are UK nationals that visit Cyprus after the 31st of January entitled to work in Cyprus? So they go under the new regime, I suppose. Yes, yes, Esme, they go under the new regime, and then maybe they have to follow other criteria. Yes, please give us your light here.
No, I'm afraid that after Brexit, UK nationals, just as any other non-EU national, cannot work in Cyprus without obtaining a work permit.
So what if a UK national gets a permanent residency under category F? That's what we mentioned before, I guess. Or the 6.2, will this entitle them to work, or both these criteria do not entitle them?
Yes, I think I mentioned that before. Under Regulation 6.2 and Category F, it is not possible for the applicants to work in Cyprus because one of the conditions is that they need to sign a declaration stating that they do not intend to be engaged in any form of profession. They can, of course, set up a company and be the shareholders of that company under these two categories.
So the option is either find a Cyprus company to employ them, and there are some conditions, or set up their own foreign interest company. And here, if you would like to mention to the audience, if it's a complicated procedure, what are the minimum requirements to set up the foreign interest company?
Okay, basically any UK national or in fact any non-EU national who wishes to work in Cyprus, okay, they have three options. They can be employed for a Cyprus company and get a work permit. It's not very easy, but if they have some special skills, it would make the process a lot easier for them. They can also be, secondly, they can be employed by a company of foreign interests, or if they wish to actually set up a business here, they can set up their own foreign interest company. Now, what we mean by foreign interest company is a company in which over 50% of the shareholders are non-EU. So if a person wishes to set up their own business and the UK residents, they can do so. And in fact, the government has now implemented what is called as the fast-track business activation policy. The idea behind this policy is to attract foreign businesses to Cyprus, either to re-domicile or relocate here. And it basically makes it much more fast and efficient to incorporate a company, register it with the various authorities. And the biggest benefit of this is that the persons in managerial positions of a foreign interest company can obtain a work permit with an unlimited duration, and additionally the dependents, their family, can get residency under the family reunification procedure. Now, the biggest requirement, well, basically the most onerous requirement of a company of foreign interest is that there has to be an investment of 200,000 in the share capital of the company, which is actually, it's not just it just doesn't just stay there. That amount can be used for the company's purposes. The company has to have a physical presence in Cyprus, have staff and offices here on the island. And additionally, needs to show a 5-year business plan of their projected economic growth. And once all these criteria are there, then this is a way in which the UK nationals can actually work, bring their family, and also employ non-EU staff.
Okay, yeah, that's very extensive. Thank you, Esme. Okay, so I'm asking now Christakis a question from the audience. If UK national purchase a property in Cyprus, can they rent it out? You have to unmute, Christakis. Please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Look, subject to certain conditions, of course you are allowed to rent out your property, of course by paying the relevant taxes. In fact, you can consider your Cyprus property as a very good investment with high returns. But there is a procedure how to do it.
Okay. Okay, I have a question now from Michael Kyprianou. What type of investment opportunities are currently offered and with Domenica, and how safe is it?
Look, as a group, we have a variety of options available. Whether you are looking for a holiday place or to relocate or as a pure investment, we have options available at the most popular locations in Paphos for any budget, any taste. At Domenica, we sit down with the client, work with, listen, understand what is important, what is the exact reason he's buying, he wants to invest. He's a buyer for a residential property, what is important for you, what is important for your family, in order to assist to select your dream home or your holiday place or your investment. We have financial advisors within the group that can assist the client to do the best with his money.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I'll take one more question before we give you the floor again, Christakis, to introduce Mr. John Thompson. One last question about it's about relating to the general health insurance system in Cyprus, and there's a question about the medical facilities in Cyprus. So if you can elaborate, maybe Christakis or Esme, about, first of all, are they allowed to register with the general health insurance system, the UK nationals now, or yes, if you can answer this question and elaborate more about the medical facilities in Cyprus.
If they apply for residency, yes, they can register with the general health system. I don't know if Christakis wants to add something.
Things are very simple. Anybody who is living in Cyprus legally, he has rights to the healthcare system. Am I right?
Yes, and they pay the...
Simple as that, yeah.
Of course, yes.
Living in the country legally.
Yes, they will, yes. Yes, and also if they can open a bank account, the post-Brexit, is there a complication for the UK nationals compared to the Cypriot or European ones? I mean, if they are considered third country nationals, is it easy to open a bank account post-Brexit?
Provided that they can give the bank the necessary KYC documentation, there is no problem, and we have UK nationals that are visiting the island and they don't have a problem to open a bank. Actually,
yes, I can add on that with the British, we never had an issue because all their paperwork is in order. So, I mean, what the bank requires. So it's not a problem. I mean, it wasn't before, it's not going to be now.
Indeed. Okay, I think now it's time, since we're running out of time, Christakis, would you like to introduce us to Mr. John Thompson regarding your office in abroad?
Yes, I'm very, I feel very lucky knowing John for years and working together. John is managing our UK office and the interest of Domenica Group in UK. He's much familiar with all the processes, what we offer as a company, our programs, our new programs, the property exchange program. We have it since 2009, dealing with, swapping properties with UK. Of course, the new scheme, which is the 50-50 scheme, which overcomes some issues about the financing of the clients by taking part of the finance as a company. All these issues now John is familiar with. He's ready to help our clients, assist them on all the paperwork and stuff. John, would you like to share some thoughts with us?
Yeah, sure. Am I on? You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Christakis, Xenia, and Esme. I learned quite a few things today as well. I thought I knew most of the things, but I've been educated on a few things. And what I've noticed is there's pretty much a solution for everyone. Somewhere there's a solution for every client for their needs, which I think is fantastic. You've just got to get the correct legal advice. I see that. And as Christakis said, I'm the operational manager in the UK. What I've been really pleased with recently is your 50-50 scheme, Christakis, because that helps a lot of clients in the UK. And obviously the exchange program, which if people are listening and want to contact me later, they can do. The exchange program is helping people very much in not having to go through some of the questions I've been given today to try and get loans in Cyprus or something like that, which proved very difficult. So you've really helped people, Christakis, the Domenica Group has, in finding different ways to get people that, whether they want to relocate, the return on investment, or just a holiday home. So I'm very happy working with Domenica Group, because I've got pretty much an answer for everybody who's inquiring. So I appreciate that. I've got a team of people here available 24/7 to help with their inquiries. And congratulations, happy birthday on your 60th years in the business. It's actually my 60th year. It's my 60th year as well. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is 31 this year. 31 years now.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I think that's it for me. But we're here to assist anybody with any inquiries, even if it's just trying to get over there to fly before they buy. We can help with travel as well.
Thank you, John. Thank you for the support.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, John. Yeah, it's been indeed very interesting, at least for me. I hope that this found it interesting. A final remark from Mr. Christakis and Esme, and we'll close the event. So, Mr. Christakis?
Yes, I would like to thank you all for being so patient. More than an hour now. It was very nice having you all around. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Esme, for your support. Thank you, John. Thank you, Xenia. I hope we helped UK nationals, help them, a bit in order to get familiar with the Cyprus program, or how this has been affected with Brexit and so on. I wish you all good health. I hope coronavirus will pass soon, and we all meet again, because we really missed British. we as a company, the first clients, looking back to the records, it was 1967 when the first clients bought in Coral Bay through our group. And this is having experience with the British, this is not, there was not an issue to introduce these programs of clients paying later. The British clients proved to be very decent and people with their own, worth. And I hope we all meet soon.
Thank you so much, Christakis. And Esme, your final remark?
Yes, I would like to thank you all for being here today. Christakis for being my co-panelist, Xenia for her kind assistant, Mr. John. And a special thanks to Mr. Savas Kyriakidis and the Cyprus Great Britain Association for hosting as well this event, and for all his efforts in trying to strengthen the ties between Cyprus and Great Britain. And because I realize that we've run out of time and I see that quite a few of the questions have not been answered, please feel free to contact me for any information you require. You can find my email on the Cyprus Great Britain Association, and don't hesitate to send me any further questions you have. Thank you all for being here with us today.
Thank you so much. It has been indeed a very good webinar. Thank you, Mr. Christakis, for organizing this. And like we said in the beginning, the video recording will be available on the Great Britain Cyprus Association website for anyone who would like to revisit or tell to other people to see. From all of us here this afternoon, we would like to thank our audience for attending and being here with us, and looking forward to the next event. Goodbye from us.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.